Well, good evening, or morning, afternoon, that's the one. Afternoon. You ever spend your entire day going around as fast as you can, trying to get as many things done as possible, and you wind up getting absolutely nothing done? No? Just me? That's fine, that's what I thought. On today's episode of Crossroads Garage, we are going to be finishing welding up the door to that 66 Comet of mine. Try to get all the rust patched and filled in and make it nice so that hopefully next weekend, maybe, we can get it hung, get it back on the car, get the floors finished. If we can finish the door today, depending on just how fast we can do it, I want to get on the floors and start working the last few things with that done and try for once and for all to get that finished up. Probably next weekend, I'm thinking. We may be having quite a bit of fun, and by fun I mean unplanned engine swap or rebuild, one of the two. Let me show you what I got going on. Okay, you guys ready? So last week I thought I blew an upper radiator hose, went to the dump and it was steaming while I was stopped. And all of that, let me make sure you're out of gear. And so I bought some new radiator hoses. Oh, come on. There we are. Bought some new radiator hoses and got those done. And it's still doing the same thing, and it's steaming. I'll wait for a second and show you guys. When it's warmed up, right in these bolt holes, right in here, it's bubbling in both of them, and it's leaking. There's a little spot right here that is bubbling water out of, which is part of the gasket there, I believe. And it's coming down through here. It's coming down on the back side. Now you can't really see in there very well. And it's also coming down this whole back left side. You can see how we're nice and dry up here, right? And right about there, it's just soaking wet all the way through. Head gasket is blown. My truck just stole my microphone off my shirt. Yep, head gasket's blown. Potentially cracked head. It's leaking out of so many places at this point. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on. You can kind of see this back bolt hole here. Yeah, it's starting to bubble. And I just changed my oil last weekend, and I haven't driven this thing since until today to get some firewood. And the oil is black, and there's definitely a lot of coolant in it. So that's all good and fine. It was about time we did an engine swap on this channel, our first one. It's just unfortunate that it was has to be unplanned, you know what I mean? Forgot the tripod. Okay, let me get set up. Actually, I'm already set up, so let me just get the tripod and get you guys aimed at what we're doing, and we'll get welding. All right, well, while I pull up my socks, I'm gonna tell you a little story about that truck. Well, about what we might do to that truck. There we go. Wouldn't be an episode of Crossroads without some Black Rifle, would it? Wow, I was thirsty. So, there's a guy I know who lives in town not too far from me, and he's selling this accessory property of his with a big shop on it. He's gonna rent it out, whatever. But it's got an old truck on it that I've been looking at for, I don't know, probably a year and a half, 2 years now. It's an old two-tone maroon and kind of black 78 F250 with a 1-ton rear axle, and it's only 2-wheel drive, unfortunately, but it's a cool truck. It's a little bit beat up. It's got some dents. It was an older gentleman that owned it. It was a friend of the guy that now has it, and he passed away and never got the title switched over, which is usually a bit of a headache. But I've been debating swapping this straight 6 for a V8 anyways. That thing has a very nice, freshly built, supposedly, freshly built, hopped up 351 Cleveland. Now it's the same small block bolt pattern. I'll have to double check that I'm 99% certain that they made engine mounts, because those motors did come in these trucks occasionally. Let me show you this beautiful carburetor I just picked up. This carburetor could go right on there. Oops. That was almost bad. Almost forgot to unplug it again. I got this real nice Proform 4-barrel mechanical secondary double pumper with all the accoutrements. So that could go on there, put a set of headers on it, and depending on whether it's already got a cam or not, could potentially do a cam and intake. At least intake for sure, but maybe a cam is what I'm trying to say. Which would be a real fire-breathing V8 to put in that truck. That would be quite cool. The only downside would be that we would get rid of our just exquisite bed exit exhaust, and the fact that we just put, you know, almost $200 into a carb adapter and air cleaner. But trading 170 horsepower for 300, I mean, that is double the horsepower and at least half again the torque, so I wouldn't be that sad is what I'm trying to say. There you go. That's what we're gonna be cutting out of there. It's not too pretty. And then we're gonna move on and do that one as well. I'm gonna try to get at least those 2 things knocked out yet tonight. Oh boy, we might be having to spend quite a bit of money between this weekend and next. So I've been cutting and grinding and welding and getting this done here, sanded and whatnot. You've been on a time lapse. It clicked over to time lapse. It started recording. I've checked it 3 times. Just tried to pause it, and my whole camera freaked out and shut down, and then turned itself back on randomly and repaired a file, but there's no file. There's 30 minutes of time lapse gone. Well, 20 anyways. And now it's freaking out, so I don't even know if it's actually recording right now. We'll just do the best that we can, and nobody's watching anyways, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. We'll try to get a new camera and get it figured out if that's in fact what's happening. Either way, I will show you what I've got going on though. I've got this notched out pretty good. This should be a pretty easy deal to make. If I can remember, should be right here somewhere. I just had it. Oh, here it is. There we go. Should be able to build something out of this, right? Yeah. That should work out just fine. Did it again. Just shut itself off. Sorry if this video is junky. I don't know what's going on with my camera. And my phone will not record right now, otherwise I would do that. I'm gonna get this piece cut out right here, do a little bit of primer on it just to keep it from flashing on me. I'll fill these holes up once I get this piece made. We'll get that stitched in, and that might be all you see this week because this camera keeps shutting itself off every 2 or 3 minutes. All right, I will attempt a time lapse again, and here we go. So, we're pretty close here. Got the angle right. What I'm gonna do is just take this corner off, take it up a little bit. We should be getting pretty close with where we need to be. That's a lot better. Perfect. Then what we're gonna do is just trim off this bottom here. Yeah, that should get us awfully close to where we need to be to start tacking this thing on. Oh, what now? Can't have a moment's of peace around here. Well, that was actually the old boy with that 351 Cleveland. He's gonna go air up the tires on the truck and charge up the battery and get it ready for me to come take a look at it. So that's pretty dang cool. You guys better start subscribing and watching. Gotta buy a new camera and a whole nother donor truck just for a motor. Whew. I don't got that type of pocket change. I'm kidding, it's fine. It's fine. I'd have to do it anyways. Goodness. All right. I'm gonna take off just another lip off of here. Ugh. All right, so basically the reason I want it so short is so that it'll fit all the way up in here and we'll have just enough room to clamp it, and then I can get in here and just basically tack all up in this gap right here and make sure that it stays nice and even. I think that'll do. I'll show you real quick and then I'm gonna put you back on time lapse and get this going. It's a pretty neat idea though, putting that 351 in there. That looks pretty good, right? You hold it right there. It's pretty dang even. It's not gonna be totally perfect. This door is pretty rough, but I mean it's gonna be, once I'm done and we put a little bit of Bondo on it, you won't be able to feel anything. It should stick good. Okay, time lapse. Okay. Well, that's pretty well done. It's not beautiful, but it'll work. I'm gonna grind this out and then we'll get in here and take a proper look at this. All right. All right. Not quite. I gotta do a couple of more. We're pretty close though. Pretty close. All right. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Welding on this door is teaching me why I should never do body work. This corner that I did, I never realized before just how wavy it is. I screwed it up pretty good. I mean, at least it's all one piece now, but it's not great. For sure. This other piece is actually much better. It's probably easier because it's not on a corner. But I'm sure you can see what I'm talking about. It's low and then it's got a nice hump right here and then it dives right here, and you know, I mean, this whole thing was mangled pretty bad and it was sucked in really bad in this corner already. And without cutting the door open, I couldn't really pull it out. So, I mean, whoops. I mean, could be worse, but it could be better. I can get it pretty well evened out right here. I think just a nice level deal of Bondo or fiberglass, whatever, it ought to work. But this actually turned out much better than I was anticipating. This was a little weak and floppy, but let's see if that shows up. Yeah, you can see it turned out quite nice and straight for the most part. It's going to take minimal work in comparison to that front corner. All right. I got to take a break for just a minute and run inside. My son wants to come out real bad and work on my big red truck. He's been wanting to do that for the last 2 weeks, and I told him that he probably could after his nap, but that was before I realized that motor was actually blown and not just in need of and not just in need of a radiator hose. I saved the top one for him because I was gonna let him help me do the top one. I did the bottom one last weekend, but now it needs a whole new motor, so I'll have to figure out something that he can help me with. Excuse me. My gosh, this thing is full of dirt. Yep. Now I can get back in here and weld up that side when I come back. Too many cords around here. Okay, let me go talk to him and see if we can figure something out that he can help me with. and then we'll get back to this shortly. Oh, you know it's getting serious when HR comes out to supervise. Can you say hi? Can you wave? No, you can't wave? Say, hi YouTube. No.
I don't want to talk to YouTube. I don't want to.
Oh, you don't want to? Okay, you don't have to. Can you say bye-bye? All right. Got the door flipped over. I'm gonna weld this up real quick. These seams, then I'll flip it back over again. Well, after I cut this out, I'll show you this in a minute. Let me weld this up, and then we will get onto this quarter. Am I gonna show myself? Yeah, I am showing myself. Yeah. Mm-hmm. What happened? That's the welder. Now remember, when Daddy, I'll tell you when you have to, and you have to look that way. You can't look over here, okay? Because it's too bright and it will hurt your eyes. Yeah. I'll tell you when I'm gonna do it, so you can look away. Okay. That's right. That's the big one. That's Daddy's favorite one. I do.
I have 2 big ones.
Because sometimes I need 2 big ones. Yeah. How about the hammer?
This one?
Yep. You can hold that guy. And you can go bang Daddy's bumper on the truck.
I want to bang the mud.
Nope, no banging mud. Just the truck. I know. Okay, don't look. Don't look. Stay looking over there. Just set it up in the bed of my truck. Okay, don't look, remember. Yep, that's the bumper. Don't look. Mm-hmm. Where'd you go, buddy? That little dude. He's a little Bob the Builder and Dora the Explorer at the same time. Okay, bud, where are you? Are you right there? What? Okay, thank you. I'm done grinding for a minute. Just for a minute. Are you going to gonna get a new tool?
No, I just have a rock.
Oh, you just have a rock?
Yeah, I'm just banging it.
Oh, you're banging the rock? Okay.
There's a rock.
I'm watching.
Watch it flew.
Watch it flew. My goodness. Oh, here, do you want this hammer? He's lighter.
Oh.
Here, bring Daddy the orange one. You can have this one.
Do you want this one?
I do. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. This one's better. But I don't want to have one. I don't want to do 2 hands. I only do 1 hand. Doesn't make it possible for me to hold a heavy hammer.
Yeah, that's right.
These hammers are mine.
Oh, they are, huh? Okay. He's such a cute little dude. Okay. Okay. You can't watch while Daddy does this one too, okay? No, this one's called a plasma cutter.
Oh.
And he's really, really bright, so we can't watch this one either, okay? I know. It's okay, though. I know. It's okay, though. I'm not going to do too much, just for a minute. Oops. Okay. Huh. Okay, that's done. All right. Got way too many cords going on. Are you still over there, bud? Are you still over there? Okay. Okay, so we've got this piece pretty well built. I'm just kind of trying to tweak it a little bit more into shape. I just realized something. We are basically completely out of this scrap metal. All I've got is this little piece, and I don't think it's going to be enough to cover the exterior skin. So I'm going to have to get more. We'll do the back side here, and we'll just have to end up the video. I know it's going to be real entertaining video, but it's the best I can do right now. So that's just going to have to be the way that it is. We'll get this tacked and then we'll start folding it over. I think we're pretty dang close. Keep it, doggone it. Oh shoot. Oh no. Don't do that to me. Pardon me for a moment, we're having technical difficulties. I gotta do something different. I gotta find a light for this thing because I have to hold it this way. If it's the other way, it immediately makes the helmet trip, so I can't see anything. So I've got to hug it between my legs. It's kind of weird. Alright, we're just going to tack this. And then we'll start bending it into the position that it needs to be in. Uh-oh. Am I actually out of wire this time? almost bought another spool today, and I decided not to. I thought, nah, I gotta have enough left. That's all of it, all of it. Holy cow, it's gone. Gosh, that's frustrating as heck. Look at that. Absolutely nothing left. Well, shoot. We ran out of metal and wire tonight, and it's Monday, so I gotta be up at 4 a.m. tomorrow to go back to work. Well, I'll show you what I got done anyways. It looks pretty good, honestly. It's just about there. I don't think I'll grind it out tonight. I'll wait till I can finish it, and then I'll finish grinding it out. We'll patch the outer skin next weekend, potentially, depending on what happens with the truck. Oh yeah, the truck. So I'm finding out all sorts of fun stuff about that. Turns out, you've got to get headers as well, and motor mounts, which are already new. What was the other complication? I can't remember now. Been doing some, there you go. Been doing some reading on some forums tonight, in between stuff. And there was another complication. It was motor mounts, headers, and oil pan. So I gotta find a oil pan out of a late 70s truck that's got rear sump. So something with that had a 300, or let me get my thoughts straight. That had a 351 or a 400 modified 4-wheel drive, late 70s. That's the oil pan that I need, which is fine. I'm pretty sure Amazon's got one, and if not, I'll just run to the junkyard one of these nights. I'm hoping that we can pull this off within a weekend. I'm gonna try to order motor mounts tomorrow, and potentially the oil pan depending on how much it is, and potentially headers depending on how much those are. And so we'll have them all here already for next weekend. I'm hoping it'll be a slam dunk deal. We can just get it in and out and running and done, because I'm really starting to feel pretty desperate to get this car done. I was really hoping to get to the floors, but it's way too late to go get wire at this point. And then, yeah, next weekend ought to be a lot of fun. I think I already said this, but I'll be doubling my horsepower and give myself a third again more torque, or half again more torque. Dual exhaust, just put some purple hornies with some turn downs on it, potentially. I don't know, that truck does have a full exhaust on it, so we may try to hang exhaust, we'll see. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna end it out. Sorry this video is a little sporadic and haphazard. It's just been one of those weekends that, you know what I mean. Just constant headache and unnecessary nonsense the whole time. So, next weekend I ought to make it up to you. Please stay tuned. We'll be doing our first motor swap, fingers crossed, and maybe we'll go do some wheel burnouts, do some sound tests, do some flybys, have some fun, shoot some fire, go find some mud, go tear it up a little bit, depending on how fast we can get it in and running. But it ought to be a pretty doggone exciting video. I might have some of my car club members come out and give me a hand. I'm gonna send out a group text, see if we can get that going, and maybe make a party out of it. So yeah, tune in next week for a lot of fun and craziness. If you have not subscribed, I would greatly appreciate that. Like the video, share it if you feel like it, or dislike it if you think I'm an idiot and don't know what I'm doing. I don't care. Do whatever you feel you need to do. I will catch you guys all next week.